As we've said before, without a traditional press department, the closest thing to official PR that Tesla has is Elon Musk's Twitter account. And that's why people are taking a recent tweet by Tesla's CEO stating that the Model S Plaid Plus is, quote, cancelled, seriously. The tweet, which simply reads, Plaid Plus is cancelled. No need, as Plaid is just as good, was sent out on Sunday last weekend. That's June 6th if you're watching this in the future. The Plaid Plus top-end trim of the upcoming refresh Model S isn't available to pre-order on Tesla's website, and some Reddit users whose report having had Plaid Plus reservations say they've been contacted about changing their order to a Model S Plaid. But other reservation holders on social media say they haven't heard anything from the company. We don't know if this change in lineup will include moving any features from the maybe discontinued Plus being added to the regular Plaid variant or not. Some of you might think we're reporting on an unconfirmed story, but when it comes to Tesla, we all know that when Elon says something, it's usually the only confirmation we'll get. The Greek island of Astypalea has taken a first step towards transforming into what's being described as a smart, sustainable island. As part of a partnership between the Greek government and Volkswagen AG, the vacation destination received its first delivery of electric cars, including the first electric police car in Greece, at a ceremony a few days ago that was attended by the Greek Prime Minister as well as the CEO of Volkswagen, Herbert Diess. The island's transition to zero-emissions transportation will include the construction of a 3-megawatt solar power station, fully built-out electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and the adoption of a fleet of electric cars for ride-sharing and rental use. Electric vehicles coming to the island include the Volkswagen e-Up, ID3 and ID4, as well as the Seat Mo electric scooters. It's hoped that the entire transformation process, which is being studied by a team of scientists from both Scotland and Greece, can serve as a model for similar endeavours elsewhere. I can't wait to see how it goes. These are far more efficient than their internal combustion counterparts, and that's great, but it means there isn't waste heat from an engine available to warm the cabin on cold days. Resistive heaters in EVs work well, but they take a lot of power and as a result can hurt your range. Heat pumps provide a more efficient option, but Volkswagen is finding itself in some hot water regarding its claims of just how much more efficient a heat pump can be. Volkswagen had promised the buyers of its ID3 and ID4 electric cars who'd chosen to purchase the heat pump option that they would see 30% better range over owners with a stock resistive heater, but real-world data is showing that that claim just simply doesn't hold up. As a result, Volkswagen is dropping the cost of the heat pump option, which does yield better range than resistive heater, just not as much improved as Volkswagen promised, as well as refunding the difference in cost to existing owners who chose a heat pump prior to the price reduction. A few weeks ago, Ford unveiled its F-150 Lightning, the first all-electric long-range pickup truck from the company, and the first all-electric pickup from Ford in nearly 20 years. This week, Ford surprised everyone by unveiling another pickup truck with a blast from the past name, this time the Ford Maverick, a compact pickup designed for urbanites for whom a full-size pickup is just a little bit too big. On paper, the Maverick comes as standard with a hybrid drivetrain, and since it shares its CMA platform with several Ford plug-in hybrids, a plug-in hybrid variant isn't out of the question. But this week, Ford's product communications manager for North America dropped a few hints that maybe, just maybe, an all-electric Maverick is in the company's future plans. Since Ford is already expected to build a Bronco EV, and these two vehicles share a lot of components, a compact Maverick EV would be just the ticket. There's no word on if it'll happen yet, but let me know below if or how much you'd pay for one. If there's one thing I've learned being an automotive YouTuber is that you never show yourself doing things on camera that might get you into trouble. 10 and 2 all the way. Not that I'd break the law anyway. But apparently the team at Rimac didn't get the memo. In a recent video promoting the newly released Rimac Niro, one test driver is shown driving a single-lane public road near Dubrovnik in Croatia at speeds of up to 144 miles per hour. That's 232 kilometers per hour in light traffic. That, as you might expect, is significantly over the speed limit, and to its credit, Rimac has come clean and issued an apology for the risky behaviour. The driver himself called the local police to fess up, and hopefully it won't happen again. It's good to see Rimac deal with this in a responsible way, and just remember, the track is where you need to be to drive that fast. Or the autobahn, but really the track. We've seen a whole host of new electric motorcycle and moped companies come online in the last few years, and in New Zealand, one of its local startups goes by the name of FTN Motion. We first covered the company on our News Roundup show, where we told you about the launch of its first electric motorcycle, the Street Dog. On paper, the Street Dog isn't going to inspire and frankly has more moped-like specs, but when it comes to looks, there's a lot to love if you like the cafe racer aesthetic. It's no frills, bare bones, and built just as much for style as anything else, but its spoked wheels, drop handlebars, and timeless looks has earned it many of fans. So many fans, in fact, that FTN Motion has now officially sold out of its 100-bike first edition variant, lovingly called the Founders Edition Street Dog. Nicknamed the early adopters by the company, owners of these very first bikes will form the Founders Club, gaining them access to insider news from the company, exclusive rides, and more. Tesla's electric vehicle production capacity is currently the largest in the world, and with demand on the rise, there's no sign of that slowing down. To meet demand, Tesla's own battery production facilities are operating at full speed, but Tesla still needs more battery packs, which is one of the reasons it's in the final stages of an agreement with LG Energy to secure a new source of NCMA cells for its Chinese market, Tesla Model Y. Tesla is due to start Model Y production in China next month, and the agreement would make it the first time that LG Energy has actually made NCMA cells commercially. It already has a signed agreement with GM in the US to produce NCMA cells as part of the Ultium LLC partnership, but Tesla's would be first. This shows that while Tesla is shifting to LFP batteries for some of its cars, like the Tesla Model 3s, it isn't shifting Model Y production to using them. It suggests Tesla believes Model Y requires more versatility than LFP can offer. Watch this space.